friends, today we will do chapter number 5, a musical instrument. Question answers. Part A. Answer these questions. Question number 1. Why had Pan come to the river? What was he looking for? Answer. Pan had come to the river searching for something, and he was frantic in his search until he found it. He was searching for a reed, Syrinx, the tree nymph. Question number 2. What did he do to the reed? Was he cruel? Answer. He tears out the reed from the river bed and he hacks into it with his knife, cutting off all the leaves from it. He seemed cruel in his actions, not caring for the ecosystem around him, disrupting everything. Question number 3. Why did he need the reed? Was he cruel? Answer. He empties the center of the reed and makes holes into it, which makes it clear that he intends to use the reed as a flute. Question number 4. Pan is the half man and half beast. How is this illustrated in the poem? Answer. It is mentioned in the poem that Pan splashes around with his hooves, which are an indication of his half man and half a beast form of human and goat. Question number 5. Justify the title of the poem. Answer. The entire poem is all about how Pan wreaks havoc by a river to find the perfect reed, which he then fashions into a flute to make beautiful music. So the poem is aptly named as a musical instrument. Part B. Answer these questions with reference to the context. Spreading rain and scattering band. Splashing and pedaling with hooves of a goat, and breaking the golden lilies afloat with the dragonfly on the river. Part A. Who is the speaker referring to? Answer. The speaker is referring to the god of nature, Pan. Part B. What is the person doing? Answer. The Pan is wreaking havoc, destroying reeds, stamping and disturbing the river. C. Is the speaker happy with the person? Give reasons for your answer. The speaker isn't happy with Pan. Rather, he condemns him for his cruelty towards the peace of the river. Second context. Then drew the pit like the heart of a man, steadily from the outside ring, and notes the poor dry empty thing, in holes as he sat by the river. Part A. What was the poor dry empty thing? Answer. The poor dry empty things was the reed which had once stood tall in the river but had now been reduced to a sorry state by the great god Pan. Part B. Why was it notched? Answer. It was notched and holes were made into it to turn it into a flute. Part C. Who is the person sitting by the river and why does he have to notch the thing? Answer. The god Pan is sitting by the river and he needed to notch the thing to shape it and fashion it into a musical instrument, the flute, so he could create beautiful music. Third extract. To laugh as he sits by the river, making a poet out of a man, the true gods sigh for the coast and pain, for the reed which never grows again. Part A. Why does the speaker use the term true gods? Answer. Pan being half man, half beast, in Greek mythology was never considered a pure god, more of rustic semi-god of nature. So to differentiate, the poet uses the term true god. Part B. What made the true gods sigh? Answer. The true gods sigh because of the destruction caused by Pan and how it disrupted nature. His cruelty made them sigh. Part C. Why would the reed never grow again? Answer. Answer. Because the reed was pulled out by its root and it would never be able to grow again, and Pan cut its life short. Part C. Think and answer. Question number 1. A didactic poem presents a message to the readers. It teaches a lesson or has a moral. What lesson do you think the speaker has tried to teach the readers? Answer. The poem shows that how cruelty cannot be justified even if it leads to the creation of something beautiful. The destruction that took place led to the creation of something beautiful. However, that didn't justify the destruction. Second, this poem beautifully showcases how Pan, in his urge to find Syrinx, creates havoc. However, if we look at it in the modern context, the human being is still causing mayhem in his quest to dominate nature. Do you agree? Give reasons to support your answer. Answer. The poem is an interesting parallel with equality, as humans have since time immemorial destroyed and exploited nature for their own selfish desires. And the poem showcases something very similar in nature. Question 3. Art is beautiful, but at the same time it can be destructive. Discuss this with reference to this poem. How does the speaker use the legend of Pan to bring home the idea? Answer. Art has two aspects of being beautiful, but then again it is destructive as well. The beautiful work of art that was the flute that Pan managed to create from the reed was only possible after a whole lot of destruction, which had ensued from Pan's attempts to acquire the reed in his first place. Now there's one long question. How is speaker's tone contradictory in the poem A Musical Instrument? Answer. A musical instrument revolves around the half-god Pan, a character in Greek mythology. The poet appears to retell a story in which Pan, god of the shepherds, hunting and rustic music, makes his shepherd musical instrument the panpipe. The poem initially evokes a peaceful pastoral image. The poet always recognizes Pan's godly status, but she also refers to his destructive behavior before the first stanza's conclusion. The poet also laments the mutilated reed and then reminds the readers. Then Pan continues to laugh throughout his flute-making process. Therefore, while the speaker certainly acknowledges Pan's godly status, there is an ironic, questioning tone behind the use of the word great, as the speaker seems ambivalent about Pan's actions. Thank you, friends.